Celebrity Book Club. Who's that knocking at the door? It's all your friends, you filthy whore. Your husband's gone and we've got books and a bottle of wine to kill.
It's Hollywood.
It's books.
It's gossip.
I'm shook.
It's memoirs.
It's martinis.
It's Studio 54.
Celebrity Book Club.
Come read it while it's hot.
Celebrity Book Club.
Tell your secrets, we won't talk.
Celebrity Book Club.
No boys are allowed.
Celebrity Book Club.
Say it loud and proud.
Celebrity Book Club.
Buzz me in, I brought the Cuervo.
Hey,
best friend.
I can't wait to listen to so many sexy voicemails today on our Loveline.
Loveline, ring, ring, ring. Corolla vibes, Dr. Drew, but make it Lily and Steven.
Because it's what? Valentine's Day.
Hell yeah, this fucking capitalist holiday brought to you by fucking Hershey chocolate.
And as a fuck you to the Hallmark Industrial Complex, we're going to listen to phone calls and we're also celebrating. And stick around for today's VIP lounge when Lily and I will be doing a exclusive one-off improv play.
Erotic improv. That's such a Valentine's Day date, too.
Oh, to take someone to erotic improv?
Yeah.
Oh, so true. I got us tickets to this erotic improv at UCV. I think it could be fun. And it's called 100 Worst Dates Ever.
50 Shades of Nay. Erotic horror story.
Erotic horror story. And it's like with some comedian named just like Beth Largo.
Beth Largo presents your un-Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day improv 24-hour party. So all that in the VIP lounge.
Yeah,
you
stick
must
around.
Join us there. If you haven't already, obviously sign the freak up as a Valentine's Day present to us.
And let's go to a call.
Hi, Stephen and Lily. Big fan of the podcast. Glad you guys are doing this, helping all the lonely people out there. I guess my question is, I am a 31-year-old lesbian who was in a relationship for 9 years, obviously, and just broke up. And I'm not really trying to, like, seriously date anyone. I'm just trying to, like, hook up. And I'm like, do lesbians do that? And where are they doing it? And where do you find people? Any advice, any stories? I usually live in a big city on the East Coast, but I'm in a Midwestern college town writing a book, which makes it a little harder. So yeah, advice appreciated. Love the pod. Thanks.
Iowa Writers Workshop, anyone?
Hello. This call was me like 4 years ago. Now that I'm 30 beep, when I was 30 beep, it's just like,
Sorry.
lesbian was in a relationship for 9 million years. And then you're like, okay, apps, anyone?
Do lesbians hook up? And then it took you 4 months to get into another 6-year relationship. I mean,
Yes.
she's being like, no, I'm totally not trying to get into another long-term relationship. And it's like, well.
I swear I'm not. And I said that too, okay? But that's the thing. I did some total hooking up in between in those 6 months before getting into my next 6 year. And yeah, I mean,
So, yeah, how'd you do it?
Going out with friends who you're like, I don't know, for best friends. This is what we were talking about last night.
Yes, not gatekeeping
Opening
your time.
the circle.
Yeah.
Not gatekeeping your time and being like, oh, let me get a catch-up coffee with my best friend over tea. It's like, no.
Don't get a coffee over tea.
Okay.
No, it's right. Like, go to events with random people, go to random events, and invite people you're not even that close with to those events. It's like, you've just got to widen the circle.
And then you realize you were like in this relationship where you were like, oh, I would never like invite my like semi-friend to this gallery show. But it's like, that's actually totally normal.
You could literally, this is going to sound insane, but make dinner and invite like 5 people over who literally aren't your best friends.
I mean, I love that idea in such an 80s single way where it's like, invite all your cousins over and tell them each to bring their single friend over.
You invite two best friends, one random person that you were talking to recently, just think, oh, come over for dinner. And it's just like, you're just having this random roast chicken dinner with 5 people, and it's actually totally chill. And that person like invites you to go to something else later, and you're just getting the wheels turning. Okay, wait, so how else did you meet girls though? Just from going out? It was
like more being more random with friends and like going out. Tinder, OkCupid. Sorry, is it 1989? Anyone?
So you're
just, like,
basically
apps.
you're saying that yes, lesbians do hook up.
I think lesbians do hook up. Yeah, and you can just say on your Tinder or your Lex profile, do a Lex, and just say you want to hook up, casual dating.
I guess it's like, isn't the problem with just like, and this is obviously not just a lesbian issue, but like, I can have this issue too though, where it's like, you say you want casual, you say you just want to hook up, but then it's just like once you're already getting into profiles and like flirtations, and then it becomes scheduling, and it's just like you have to figure out a way to avoid like scheduling pitfalls and avoid like long conversation pitfalls.
Yes. And I think my advice to that is like, though it may sometimes seem too aggressive, and I feel like definitely sometimes when I tried this, like then I got silenced on the other end when you like tried to, I feel like I hooked up with this girl and I was like moved it to text too fast, and I was so just like Friday, and she was being so like, whoa, like.
Well, that she is not the right person to smash and grab.
Then, whatever.
We
still ended up hooking up, so it doesn't matter. She was like being sketched by me that I like chose a time, but also
literally fuck her or literally don't fuck her.
So obviously if you are writing a book though, specifically Lesbian Club Kid in the Midwest, I think it is a little bit more about Lex dates and greater dinner party
One more
vibes.
thing that I'm going to say, a strategy that I'm starting now. Okay, follow someone, like 2 posts, one in the first row and one in the third row of their Instagram, then respond, then see if they follow you back. If they follow you back, you're on. Then respond to a story of theirs, either a selfie, like, fire emoji or whatever, but that's kind of doesn't give you enough. Respond to like another story with like a joke or something that they posted and like really get it going. And also the reverse of that is you need to create opportunities for people to respond to you. So post stories.
You need to start thirst traps.
Thirst
not
traps?
even just thirst traps, or just like fun thing like, oh my God, I'm doing a weird thing.
Weird things. Like I saw a weird animal doing something. Give something that they can respond to. Give people something that they can respond to.
Give them something to talk about.
Literally. Give them something to talk about. Okay, next call.
Hey, best friends. Big fan of the pod. I need some advice on how to apologize to a friend or an acquaintance or a crush or a boyfriend if you accidentally gave them K when they were expecting Coke. Thanks.
Already, I love how this is starting off. Lesbian is like, I live in the Midwest. I'm writing a book. I've been in a relationship for 10 years. Gay guy is like, I roofied a friend, a lover, my doctor, husband, brother.
Okay, this actually happened to me like a week ago.
I think you can just be straight up and like get them a silly gift. Like something not too expensive, like a 6-pack of Diet Cokes if they love Diet Cokes.
Who likes Diet Coke?
Gay guys?
No, Miss Trump. Gay guys. No one is drinking Diet Coke.
I'm thinking of friend of the pod, Sam Buckrosen.
Oh, Sam Rosen, also friend of the pod, Donald Trump. I mean, I think like, just be open about it. Again, this did happen to me recently, and I was like kind of pissed about it, but I also think maybe like figure out ways to just keep them awake and not falling into that K-hole. If people don't like K, it's because they don't like, they don't like that feeling of being out of control.
Well, hopefully this guy isn't still on K. He's now been...
Again, it was me who was accidentally given ketamine.
You were...
I'm saying this happened to me recently. Someone told me that something was Coke and then it was K.
Did the person apologize?
I guess they did, but I also feel like, I don't know, I felt like they could have maybe taken more responsibility. But then it's also like I should have taken more responsibility and done more research. And be so
yeah, you should have been a little more like a dare and be like so my sister and being like, ask who your dealer's dealer is at this party. But I think, apologize. Don't be weird about it. Just like be straight up, instead of being so sketchy.
I think what you should do is actually get the person Coke if that's what they wanted. Not Diet Coke.
Hilarious. What about Coke and Diet Coke?
Both.
Be like, pick your poison.
And Coke used to have cocaine in it.
That is like the most such an iconic like middle school fact that people give. They're like, did you like know that like the first Coca-Cola had cocaine in it?
Anyway, it's cool. It sounds like you guys are probably going to hook up anyway, unless it's your relative or whatever one of those options was. All right, next call.
Stephen, Lily, it's a pleasure to speak at you. I'm Malcolm calling from St. Paul, Minnesota. I've got a Valentine's Day related question for you. Wondering how we're feeling generally about the use of daddy in the bedroom in all contexts. Would love to hear your critical analysis on this. Thanks as always for your insights and time. Bye now.
Hello from the Twin Cities.
St. Paul, Minnesota. Good morning, St. Paul. It's a beautiful morning for you and your daddy.
You and your daddy. Anxious daddy from St. Paul. I mean, it definitely is a trigger word for some folks. Obviously, it can be super hot. I think it's
super
that thing.
Hot.
I remember with my ex-boyfriend, like the first time he called me daddy, I was like, hello, excuse me. I'm actually not old, even though I was like 7 years older than him. And then it was like, oh wait, actually this is super hot. And I got into it. But it was definitely it was jarring at first. And I kind of didn't know where it was coming from. It's like, it's the getting in. It's the jumping in that's really difficult, I think.
I'm so glad you said that because kind of the reverse thing happened to me. Or
who did you call daddy?
It.
Oh, you requested?
I requested it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your
maybe
son, daughter.
My son, daughter, cousin, friend, crush was like a little like, oh. And then, but then it really got into it and it was super fun, super hot. So I think it's like, yeah, always that first time if you want to be called something or like cross a new kind of like thing in the boudoir, it's going to be awkward at first, but also like embrace it and laugh it through. And then
it's definitely way better when the request comes in to honor a request than it is to just, I mean, it's like easier for everyone because you're like, oh, this person wants this, I can do this. And I think also when someone says, call me daddy, already you're in a dom sub thing where it's like the dom is telling the sub to do something. So like that makes sense for the relationship and to have that communication. When someone just calls you daddy out of nowhere and you're not prepared for it, it can bring in questions of age, play, and insecurity. And
well, then you're wondering like, oh, fuck. So now I'm your daddy. I have to be your daddy. I have to act more daddy. Mommy, on the other hand, no. Sorry, not to kink shame, but I'm just like, I find mommy play.
That is so cuckoo. I guess like I'm trying to think who would do mommy play. Wouldn't that be like a straight guy getting pegged by his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yes, mommy.
And just like putting his diaper on and giving him
like
favorite stuffed
put
animal.
Those big mommy milkers on me. Well, okay. It sounds like you are straight up kink shaming.
Yeah, I said I was, and I apologize for it. And it's like, that's also fucked up and like sexist of me as someone who requested.
Literally so sexist. I mean, the misogyny
daddy.
as usual dripping from your maw. Okay. Oh, look. Speaking of misogyny, look at this little black cat entering the frame. Okay. Orzo wants to podcast.
Speaking of lesbian, Orzo wants to podcast. She's like really trying to get in.
Okay.
Let me just kind of move her away from
Cat is really trying to chime in. I wonder if she wants to be called daddy. I think it's definitely always so much easier when the age is like a broader distance. I've had guys be like, call me daddy when they're topping me. And I'm like, okay, like that's hot, even though you're like a year younger than me. But
a same age daddy or like closer in age, it's almost like it could feel too obvious if it's just an older person calling a younger being like, call me daddy. You're kind of like, duh.
Yeah.
A little bit. So it's like,
I guess the other issue I have with it though is, we get into these roles that can be really liberating in some ways, but limiting in other ways, because then you tip your toe in the daddy water and all of a sudden you're paying for every dinner. All of a sudden, you are doing his homework for him. All of the sudden it's like the mortgage is in your name. It's just like, all the, like you start to take on this controlling responsible role in all these other areas of the relationship.
Right. I guess, and I assume you're talking possibly from personal experience. And I guess as someone who requested daddy,
mortgage is not in your name. Firmly not in your name.
Mortgage is not in my name. I'm like having my girlfriend like proofread everything I write. Like, But that's the thing. It's like you flip the switch in the bedroom and that's...
Right. The Christmas switch.
The Christmas switch. The Valentine's switch. Okay.
I don't know. I'm pro, but it's hard to dip your toe in. But just, yeah.
Oh, you could not stay there. Maybe that's some advice. It's like, do it, but you don't have to don't get stuck to it. Add in cousin play.
Don't get stuck in there. Yeah. Wait, this reminds me. You know this guy who once, like... Have I told this story?
I don't know.
Like, crazy guy that I was sleeping with, and he was like, I'm really into, like, big bro, little bro play. And he...
Oh, yes.
And I was like, okay, that's cool. But then it kind of, like, it got really crazy. And he, like, ended up just, like, getting so detailed in the play, and he was just like, mommy like walked in on me masturbating and like
right at that point you're like, am I at Playwrights Horizons? Like, sorry, like
and it was like this actual full play, and I was just like, I'm really just trying to just like suck your dick right now, but I'm like, you're literally like reading me this absolutely insane monologue. Go to the next call.
Hi, best friend. My name is Paige, and I am a fellow Boston gay. So I recently just got a new bed, and the bed before was quite high, and my new bed is a low bed. So I thought I would ask you two, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think my sex life is going to improve? Thank you so much. Best.
Oh, best Boston low
bed.
Gaze
10.
to the front.
Absolutely 10. And because Boston is not a traditionally low bed city, so you're really going to stand out, you know? It's all about how you market yourself.
Chicks coming in there being like, whoa, I didn't, because I'm imagining this like, lesbian like lawyer coming in who's used to just like fucking someone over the hugest Raymore and Flanagan, like, oh sorry, Jordan's
furniture, excuse you,
Jordan's, but maybe like,
wait, do you remember Dean's Home Furniture?
Oh yeah,
Dean's Home Furniture. Get the nightstand and the hutch for only $7.99.
I mean, the hutch is always being thrown in. So I do hope it improves, and I think it will. I feel like there'll be a period where in this fantasy, this like lesbian lawyer foot just like sketched out by the low bed. And is like, I don't know if this is going to support all my Boston legal fucking.
There's going to be a learning curve for sure for the Boston lesbian community to sort of wrap their heads around your sexy, low Japanese bed. But eventually, like once you get through that rough patch, things are really going to skyrocket. It's just going to pour gasoline on the fire.
It sounds like you're single, but I think if you were in a relationship, I also think it would skyrocket just to change up the bed.
Oh yeah, either way. I mean, for any relationship, it's like, hello, I mean, you go on a little vacation, you know, you fuck. It's just like a bed. Right. It's like a new permanent vacation.
New staycation at the Casper. Curious to where. I assume she got it online.
The low bed. I'm a big proponent of getlaidbeds.co.uk.
Do we have a code for that? Or we'll release that code in the VIP lounge.
They literally should be sponsoring us. We should actually reach out.
Okay, let's fly to England. Next call.
Hey, best friends. I really want to get fisted, but my boyfriend doesn't really have any interest in that kind of thing. What should I do?
If you want to get fisted, I don't see why your boyfriend would have a problem. Like, I could see be like, I don't want to get fisted personally, but it's like he just has to put the fist up there.
Okay.
Who cares?
Well, I guess I was gonna say, if you want to get fisted, I don't see why your boyfriend has to do it. It's cool.
Well, yeah, it's like you're a gay guy,
gay?
so
like, I don't know, go literally anywhere. Like, turn on your phone. I'm sure there's some fists trying to get through. Yeah, I mean, personally, that's really last on my list. I just feel like once you get fisted, it's kind of like...
You need to get the vaginal rejuvenation story.
I'm not even trying to be so, like, whatever, like, medical alarmist, being like, you'll be shitting your pants every day. I'm more just, like, I just feel like the more extreme you get with your sexual proclivities, like, the less, like, normal stuff, like, turns you on. It's like... And then,
wow, so now you're kink shaming.
Kind of, yeah. It's just
kink shamer Stephen. Also now, just since our last caller is from Boston, I'm now just
everyone's from Boston.
Everyone is from Boston. I was getting a little Boston energy from this guy.
From the guy who wants to be fisted?
Committed.
Well, the idea that maybe they're not in an open relationship does sound very Boston. But I guess I'm like, I do just like worry that it's like, if you're only in your 30s and you're already getting fisted, like, you know, by the time you're 50, just like, you're going to need the nipple clamps. You're going to need the cock ring. You're going to need to be wearing a cock ring at all times. And then it's just like, The simple.
Oh my God, fucking Miss Pilgrim over here being like, by your 50s, you'll need nipple clamps.
But that's okay. But babe, hi. Have you ever been to like a gay sex club in Berlin? It's like everyone has nipple clamps because just like that's the only way they can get off at this point. And you lose the ability to just be lying in your bed and have your lover grace the side of your abdomen with his finger and have that turn you on. Like that subtle, simple
tickle
act
play
should still be exciting, you know? And I want to still be excited by just my lover's breath, you know, and not have to need just, you know, a Tonka truck to be walking into my every hole just to feel something.
This makes me think of this like A&E special about like couples who had trouble having sex. It was the nerdiest couple from Indiana who like they were married, but they never had sex with each other. And they did so much like tickle and feather play. So your advice is actually no fisting, feathers.
I'm saying feathers can lead to just like pen or whatever. We don't have to just keep it at feathers. I'm not like pro virgin.
It's a breath, it's feathers. Okay, I do see your point, but I'm also like, if he is your committed guy, like to quote Dan Savage, like GGG, unless he has like, unless it's like the feeling.
God giving and grace. What is it? Good giving and game.
Go get and game or like.
You got to be game for it, man. You got to be down
just
for
like
the game.
be game for it.
Yeah, I'm game. Yeah, dude, I'm game. I'm game to fist. All right.
Why he won't fist?
My one like data point from the other end is I've had a friend, a good friend of the pod, has told me that he loves getting fisted. And he's always been like, Stephen, it's the most amazing feeling. Chica, you have to get fisted. I get fisted every time I'm in Paris. And I'm just kind of I think you know who I'm talking about. And I was just kind of like, so yeah, apparently it feels really good. And he was just like, it feels more amazing than any cock. So
I will say, as someone who has been the fister,
right.
I actually do get it. Does feel a little bit weird that your like whole kind of like fist is going inside. You're like, oh, okay. It does feel a little like medical.
Yeah, it's
like so you're like, wow, okay. So this whole
tarp
thing
and Crisco.
It is very tarp,
and I'm just like, it's either like fluorescent lighting or it's black lighting. Like it's never like a romantic dim kind of California mid-century energy. Like you're never
getting fisted in Seth Rogen's like Japanese.
No, you're never getting
like,
fisted in Seth Rogen's Japanese like low lit home. You're only getting fisted in a dungeon or just like the most like tarp laden Chicago basement.
That's full of tarps. Yeah, I mean for guys, I feel like these guys, they could set out a tarp and they're like normal committed Casper and like fist on. Yeah, I disagree with Steven. Fist on, okay, and force your BF to fist.
But the real advice is how to get like. Are you telling him that he should just go find someone to fist him because he's in an open relationship, or he should try and convince his boyfriend to fist him, and his boyfriend should listen to this episode and be like, you know what, I do need to fist.
Both. I think if the boyfriend is not GGG and it's something he really wants, be like, this is something I'm not getting. I need to go get fisted outside this relationship.
No, that's fair. And you can have that conversation and you're having your like butternut squash soup as a couple in Boston, in Everett. They're sitting down at their one bedroom and he's just like, listen, this is important to me. And I need you to do this for me.
Right. And then maybe when that happens, the boyfriend will be like, oh, okay, I will fist you tonight.
And then maybe for a Valentine's Day, the boyfriend gets him like a tarp and he opens the tarp and he's like, oh my God. He's like, I'm ready. Let's do it.
He gets him like such a black and white photograph of a fist. Like a really small photograph of a fist.
framed and matted. God, that is such gay bathroom art.
And he's like giving it to him at like a vegan Thai place.
All right, good luck. Let us know how it goes.
Good luck, fisters. Send us pics.
Celebrity Book Club.
Hi, so my name's Jacob, and I'm just calling because I want to know I don't want to be single anymore, and I'm not sure, like, how to date as a gay guy, a cisgender, gay guy in LA. Now, I know both of you guys live in like New York, but if you can give me advice, I'm like objectively hot, like I know that. 6'2", biracial, like, I have a job that like pays whatever. And, I'm like in pretty good shape. But like no one's like pursuing me. And maybe that's the reason. Like I'm waiting for someone to pursue me, but I don't know. Like I feel like, why do I have to be the pursuer? Thanks, love the podcast. It's really great, especially when I'm like high and just like cracking up, going for walks in West Hollywood. Yeah. Bye.
I think you said it yourself. Why is not anyone pursuing me?
Well, I don't know. It's like you're walking around West Hollywood with your headphones and listening to a podcast.
Take off the headphones. Raw dog life.
Yeah, maybe you start raw dogging life, put the goddamn podcast out. No offense to Stephen and Lily.
Right. It's a little more like, don't listen to it and then talk to a guy and then, go up to him. And then when he's like, what are your interests? You can say, oh, this awesome podcast, Celebrity Book Club with Stephen and Lily. Yeah, I think to go back to the random advice, like do more things with maybe not your core crew.
Yeah, I definitely take all the random advice we've said so far this episode about like sliding into DMs and broadening your crew and all that other stuff. Let me say this, okay? This you are not alone. So first of all, like you're not a freak, you're not a horrible person. Like this happens a lot in the gay male community. There's tons of gay guys who are just like, why can't I get a boyfriend? I really want a boyfriend. And there's like a couple problems there. One is it's just like you can't want it too much. And you need to like be happy with yourself and love your life and not be like desperately wanting a boyfriend. Every time in my life when I have desperately wanted a boyfriend, that is when I have not gotten a boyfriend. And it's the second that you start like being more confident and not paying attention as much and like focus on yourself, but also like playing it cool with guys and meeting lots of people. That's like when you accidentally start dating someone because you just like get involved and you're allowing yourself to just like go with the flow. But if you want it too much, if you tighten your grasp too much, like everyone's going to slip through your fingers. So I think there's like an element of chilling out there. I think there's also like, the three little words that are always the most important words. And sorry, it's true. But in any person who is single or trying to date, play it cool. Like you just need to stay chill. You need to just like, be flirty and a little bit distant with like a lot of different people and like not give away too much and make yourself seem, a little unavailable.
But it also sounds like he's not pursuing anyone because he's just waiting for them to come to him. So it's almost like maybe he's playing it too cool.
I don't think he's playing it too cool.
So cool that it's actually tense.
But he's not playing it actually cool with people that he is like talking to. Like you still need to be flirty and like outgoing and like sexy and like ask personal questions and then play it cool with that person and not just like over text them or try to like, meet up too quickly or create a fantasy about them in your head like too fast.
Yeah.
You need to play it cool with individuals, but like on a broader sense, yes, make yourself available and chill the F out.
The word.
It'll happen.
I mean, I feel like when
You're not alone.
Everyone wants
Also, wait, can I say this? Lower your standards too. This is another thing that let's get back to this. Okay, gay guys, too many gay guys like wouldn't date someone who looks like them. And if you find yourself in that position, like maybe you're not Miss Magnanimous that you think you are. It's like too many gay guys are just like, oh, like they have this vision of this very specific kind of guy that they think is hot, that they want, that has all these qualities, that looks a certain way. And
I think that goes for also straight girls as well.
It totally goes for lots of people. I think that just like straight girls are more like beaten down or whatever by society, so they've kind of like they are maybe more like inclined to settle, where it's like gay guys are just like no, like I need this guy like look like this, and it's just like, let's start with you, let's look in the mirror and like let's just be like, will I date me?
No, they have to be hilarious, Channing Tatum, have this car, have this job, do this, and it's like, okay, again, raw dog life a little. Let's, obviously I feel like we all have fantasies of the person we want to be with, but when it starts getting so specific, you're just building a freaking Kendall, okay?
Yeah, building a freaking Kendall. And, if you're 5, like, you can't just have crushes on 8s. And I don't know if this guy, this guy kind of says he's an 8. I don't know. Maybe he's a 7, but, like, you can't just be looking at the 9s, let's...
shallow howl it a little.
Let's shallow howl it a little bit here. Just telling someone to wear a fat suit.
And then see what happens. And then maybe your guard will be down.
Yes.
Okay, next call.
Hi, girls. All right, so my good Judy Sylvia introduced me to your podcast a few months ago, and since then I have become completely obsessed. Now, Sylvia is regrettably heterosexual, but clearly she has good taste because she put me on to you guys. And she recently told me that she has a little crush on Steven's allegedly heterosexual friend, DJ Physical Therapy. So I was thinking this could be like a great Valentine's Day Club Kid CBC matchmaker moment. What you need to know about her, she's a Libra, she has very thin eyebrows, and she has rockin' jugs. So if he wants to give her a call, her number is... And that being said, if you can think of any sort of hot femmes that are might be interested in a butch king such as myself, you know, let me know too. We'll work it out. We can go on a whole like quadruple date moment. It'll be so cute. Thanks. Bye.
Oh my God. Obsessed with this call.
Obsessed with our new favorite lesbian aunt. Good Judy. I haven't heard that phrase in a while.
Yeah, my good Judy.
My good Judy.
I love your voice, by the way.
Absolutely love your voice.
Yeah.
Built for radio.
Yeah. Get you on here. I want to know a little more about you. If you want to DM us a photo in the gram, and I can go back into my queer speed cruising account and go into that Rolodex.
I mean, it sounds like we're having to sort of launch a separate like CBC matchmaking app.
Well, wait, what about idea done? I don't know how our low bed Boston gay presents, but I don't know. She sounded kind of femme.
She did sound femme.
What about low bed?
Yeah. Butch King, get a train to Boston. I don't know where you're based, but maybe you're already there.
Maybe you're in Boston.
We got a low bed waiting.
Her or the Midwestern. I actually feel like there was tons of single lesbians already on this app. What about the Midwestern writer?
Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to set up a separate channel in the Slack that's just like
lesbians.
The single queer Lex app, basically like Slack channel. And you guys go in there and flirt and talk and breakout rooms and
breakout Slacks. Maybe, we can host a little get together queer dinner party for you where we like do a ton of vegan stir fries. And
I have to say, I love that DJ Physical Therapy is getting all this love and crush action. I think that's really awesome. Not to put him on blast.
That was kind of the reason we had him on the pod.
To like get people interested. I will say he tends to not go for the juggier of girls. And I know the jugs were a big selling point as per our caller. But you know, it's like it's a new year, and I do feel like everyone should be expanding their
I think on
palette.
A note to friend of the pod, physical therapy, you know, it's that thing where you say, oh, I want A, B, and C, and that's exactly what my dream is. And then all of a sudden, you fall in love with something else, you know?
Yeah.
And you're cutting out things you want. So we have the number.
And I even take that back because I feel like there's been
there's been jugs.
There's been jugs, even in recent times.
I feel like his first middle school girlfriend was so jugs.
Well, I was talking about more recent history than middle school, which I wouldn't necessarily pin everyone to. I also dated a girl in middle school. I wouldn't say that I'm open to that at this point in my career.
Drugs are present.
Okay, well, we'll have Daniel shoot her a text. And also, let me just say this. If you have a crush on physical therapy, you should just DM him.
Yeah.
Or as I said, respond to one of his stories and like just kind of get it going naturally. You don't need to be so, hey, I heard about you and I have a crush. Just start, just get in there and let the ball start rolling.
He'll maybe post a vinyl and then you can respond.
And you can respond to the vinyl.
And I have this vinyl.
Yes.
That's fucking some priceless advice on how to flirt with the DJ. Music.
That's my advice to her.
And he doesn't use Spotify, just before you get going and you're about to send him some cool rare song.
He uses titles, so he's not gonna be able to read that link. But he posts to his story all the time, so you'll have plenty of opportunities to get in there.
Okay, next call.
So this crazy thing happened when I turned 24. I started squirting, and now every time my girlfriend and I have sex, it happens, and it doesn't really bother me, but the cleanup is kind of annoying. And I was just wondering if you guys had any advice about how to deal with that. It just feels really annoying to kind of get up in the middle and grab a towel, but it's also really annoying to wash my sheets every time. So would love any input you have. Thanks so much.
That's so cool that you squirt.
Fuck yeah.
I feel like that's so like a thing. People being like, oh, I wish I could squirt.
I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one, my dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any magic sheet solution that's gonna like quick dry sheets or something like that. I think it's towel.
Shark Tank.
I mean, let's invent a sheet. Let's invent sheets for squirters. I think also
Squeaks.
maybe move it to some like shower or bathroom sex.
Can't just only have shower sex all the time.
Well, I'm just talking about just cutting down the ratio of the cleanup.
Totally true. Heard. Correct.
Just as a fun place to do it, and then the cleanup is easier. And that's really my only advice. It's like, I don't know. It's like you're moved to an apartment that has a washer and dryer. Like,
can I ask, not to pry?
Yeah.
But when we say she's a squirter, and we hear that all the time in the media. Right. She's a squirter. How much liquid are we talking?
Well, because I feel like there's total levels where I have been witness to some like medium squirting, which
could fill what, a teacup, a cereal bowl,
like more of
a gallon jug,
a mug or something like that, or a teacup to mug. But I have never I guess I'll say it. I've never made someone like squirt gallons.
I'm just wondering how much our caller is talking about.
It sounds like a lot because she's having to like really wash the sheets and like get a huge towel.
I mean, I do wonder, because I wonder if how much there could be just a copacetic solution where you just live with it a little bit more, like as someone who comes all over his sheets with some frequency. It's kind of like, sometimes you do come a lot and then there's the wet stain and someone has to lie in it, but then whatever just kind of dries and you move on. Like, I guess my other question is like, does it dry like in a normal way, or does it get like crusty or weird, or like is it never like it's gross?
I think it's just like if it's a big amount, it's taking just a long time to dry and it's, you could do the Margaret Cho, roll over.
Yeah.
And it is more of like a water consistency, sort of like cum, and again, not so familiar, like a male cum.
It's a little thicker. Well, it doesn't seep as much. It kind of stays where it lands. It's not water in the sense that it's spreading out into a puddle. It sounds like the squirting is more puddle based.
And I can see that being frustrating where you're like, every time squirting,
What about this? Keep a hairdryer next to the bed.
Interesting.
Whip that out,
Sounds like also she's asking for Brooklyn code.
Which I don't know if we're still offering, but I do love my Brooklyn sheets.
I know, same. Okay, next call.
Hi, Stephen and Lily. I am honored to be a club kid. Honored to be one-way chatting with you now. I have a predicament. I would love to know your opinion on, and I'm not going to share any visual aid for this, but I would love your opinion on my Tinder profile and what could be going on with it. I have found on many different occasions now, I think it's happened to me about 4 times, that men on Tinder tend to send me drafts of their writing. I have said nothing on my profile that I am open, that my shop is open for that. I do happen to be a copy editor, so they could be picking up on something in my photos, but essentially what's happened, and I'm just going to describe this specific scenario that you can just imagine has played out about 4 times now, but, I matched with this guy on Tinder, went on a date with him. He was really hot, but kind of weird on the date. Like, for instance, kind of lost his mind when I beat him at pool, which was very accidental on my part. I think I don't even know what it's called. I think I striked and somehow won, or he did, or whatever. And the next day, he texts me and says, like, I had so much fun last night. And by the way, how would you feel about reading my novella about Martha's Vineyard? And I didn't respond, and he sent it anyway. And it was called, and I'm sorry to blow up a spot like this, but it was literally called How to Be Alone, which is just plagiarized from Jonathan Franzen. But anyway, And it was just, a clearly walking, talking case of main character syndrome. And that has happened to me so many times. And I'm wondering, is it the fact that I live in Portland, Oregon, you think? Is it that I'm wearing glasses in my profile pic? What is going on? Should I move? Should I have no picture? Please help me. Thank you. Love and light.
Madness. Absolute madness.
It's not the profile. There's something about your profile that's getting like...
Yeah, don't victim blame yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I also will say, I don't know, like someone sending you their work because they value your opinion and they like want to share their lives with you. Like that's positive, I would say. Like I wouldn't be like freaked out if a guy... I mean, novella is a little long to just be like, hey, what do you think of this? I feel like it's a little like that is starting to get does he just think that you work at a publisher's house and he's going to like actually get you published or something?
Well, and that to me, the combo with him like flipping out on her after her winning at pool and then like also sending novella, like it's already such a weird Ben Stiller movie from like 2003 about an angry
classic
male
like,
writer
narcissist.
Yeah, who's like read my thing, but like how dare you like emasculate me, but also like tell me I'm a genius and maybe this
and
like
he's such a baby and he's like make me waffles.
Sounding very shrill. I don't
It's really sad. Well, this is why I think you
do live in Portland. I think if you don't want this, it's move. Yeah, I think you need to move. And I think if you don't want this, I think let's take some photos without glasses.
Tinder also just kind of sucks though. Like I would say I think Hinge is like people are a little more like normal, although sounds like you're straight, so maybe you're pretty normal to begin with. But I have found that Hinge is like people are cooler. Although this guy did ghost me from Hinge, and he can fucking suck it.
I wonder if they're like looking you up on like LinkedIn.
But like I don't know, like a guy recently, like like we like went on a couple dates, and then he like found my podcast, and he like became a fan of my podcast, and I'm just like, that's so cool and interesting of him to listen to my podcast, and I think it actually is really cool when people interact with your work.
But in that way, you're getting fans where she's just getting more work to do. She's getting some editing work. It's not like they're like, oh, I love your copy editing. I'm a fan of it. Like, let me hire you for this job. They're like, please give me notes on my sad novella.
Well, I guess it's like, okay, but then another guy I went on a date with recently, he asked me to send him like a recording of like a stand-up set that I did. And like, I did. And he was like, listened to it and thought it was funny. I guess it's more just like if you solicited it, I think that's a nice thing to solicit. And I think maybe it would be cool if you were like asking guys to send you their writing. But I guess the unsolicited feels a little bit like, well, I don't care about this.
Non-consensual novellas is pretty wild. I do think if you don't want that, we're going to go ahead and take some new photos without glasses. And I think like change something in your bio. Like if you want a rocker and not a writer, if you want a finance guy, like let's just switch up what it says in your bio a little.
Yeah. Okay, you lose the glasses. Next call.
Hey, Stephen and Lily. Love you guys. Huge fan of the pod. Lily, as a born and raised Rhode Islander, I'd like to offer my sincere apologies for your shitty summer vacation. I'm also sorry for the breathless quality of this call. I'm walking uphill like a fool. I'm calling because I have a pet bird, and I'm wondering if that means I will never find true love, because so many people think it's so fucking weird, and I don't want to be with somebody who also is really into birds, but I love my bird so much. So I'm just wondering what you guys think. Is having a bird incompatible with finding heterosexual, unfortunately, love? Anyway, thanks guys. Appreciate you. Bye.
Hell yeah, little roadie. Thank you for your apologies. By the way, I'm not mad at Rhode Island. Yes, bedbugs went down there. Crazy shit happened, but it almost gave me even more love for the state looking back on it.
You trauma bonded with Rhode Island over
right
the
now.
bugs?
I'm in this like sick kind of
abusive cycle.
Keep on going back. I'm just like, you have a bird, but you don't want someone else who's into birds.
That is a bit of a
yeah. Sorry,
chirp, chirp, that's a red flag.
I'm flapping my wings no right now. Okay.
Okay, open your nest, bitch.
You're like, oh, I'm this cool chick with a cool bird, and I don't want a guy who has like 10 parrots or something like that. I think their guest of the pod, Lauren Servideo, is a heterosexual girl with a bird and a boyfriend. I don't know what came first, the bird or the boyfriend, the ultimate question.
In many cultures, birds are good luck. So perhaps the bird came first. Although her bird seems young. Although like that's just because it's small and the birds are small.
Right, but like, don't birds live for so fucking long? And it's like, so right, if you get this boyfriend, like they're really gonna have to like commit.
I mean, if I will not gonna lie. If I went to a guy's house and there was a bird, I would be like,
walk out.
like absolute Looney Tunes gif of me disappearing in a puff of smoke.
Sorry, it is my worst nightmare to live with a bird. Though I do think like pelicans and parrots and like and flamingos are like really cool, and maybe if not like if we
you would date someone with a pet pelican.
If we lived in this like crazy Florida home,
right? And no,
like,
and the pelican, yeah, right.
Not
and you're
just
dating this squirter with a pelican.
We're changing our sheets daily from the squirting and the pelican mess.
Pelican's always dropping so many fishes in ocean water.
That's things like having just a cage in your house. I think is sorry. Again, we're not bird shaming you.
But we are, we hate cages. We also hate dog culture where everyone has those massive crates in their home.
We hate
Get in the crate.
Cage culture. Why does the cage bird sing? Because it's looking for a boyfriend. Don't lead with the bird, but don't hide the bird, I think is the way to go. You can be like, hey, yes, I'm a weird bird girl. Put that out there and like laugh. Don't hide it on a date. And then all of a sudden they get to your apartment and you're like, so I have to tell you something.
Yeah, no, don't. No, and this comes back to a point I'm always making, which is the only person who can cancel you is yourself. It's like if you shroud yourself in bird shame, then other people are going to pick up on that shame and the guy will be like, oh, this is weird. But if you're just like fun girl with bird, like, cool, word to the bird.
Mark.
Well, okay.
Because also I feel like guys are so chickens, but I'm assuming you don't have a chicken. Like
guys,
that's just more like back to the
that is I mean guy. Yeah no thank you, hens are birds.
Stop erasing hens.
Stop erasing hens from bird pet discourse. No, guys are like always having chickens. That's true. And if a guy can have a chicken, like a girl can have a bird.
And a guy can date a girl with a bird. I wonder if on your dating profiles
have a little pic of the bird in there.
Her with the bird, like a sexy photo of you and the bird. I think you get a whole new crew of guys.
A bed sitting on your titty.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
a bird with the bed.
A bed with a bed. A bird with a bird. I also think like, I mean, this is psychotic advice. Don't follow this, but like start a TikTok, like have a bird talk, like go viral.
Right.
Get guys in your DMs being like, I want to defeather you.
I want to feed you little seeds. And then it's like this whole like sex play where it's like your bed is now you also need to wash your sheets because you're covered in birdseed.
I just have this terrifying. It's just the sound of like flapping wings in a cage that really like freaks me out.
To me, it's the chirping, not the flapping. Having that inside chirp.
Yeah.
Send us a pic of the bird also. I want to know.
Very curious. I know. Is it like a full like cockatoo and it's like so large? I mean, parrots are funny. It's also like, where do you live? Okay, if you live in Florida, like parrot is funny.
Right. If you have, because I've cleaned a house that was a huge apartment, but they didn't take good care, and the wall behind the parrot cage was covered in shit.
Nasty.
It's disgusting. If you have an illegal
owls
owl,
are also insane.
Okay, get out of my
weird Jinx, get out of my nest. I have like sometimes I do watch owl talks because like owls are so psychotic. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Hedwig boots, like you are Harry Potter, and like maybe again. I mean, first of all, there's gonna be guys who are into it no matter what.
Guys are so into birding too, like huge lenses. I saw these
guys.
I saw this badass crew of male birders. They showed up to this park in like souped up Subarus, like the race car kind of Fast and the Furious. They're all in these like crazy kind of outdoor outfits. They all have the hugest cameras. You know what that means?
You saw this like drag race crew? This like
on Long Island. It's like a drag race camera.
Okay,
Fast
so
and
actually
Furious.
you can find this like super badass like wrong side of the tracks guy who's gonna bird with you.
I don't know if you're New York based, but I will throw out the link to this like birding sanctuary where these badass guys go.
My biggest piece of advice to you, Ms. Bird with a bird, is like you need to actually be open to guys who are in like who might have birds or be into birds or are bird people.
Absolutely.
You can't just be like, I'm the only birdist here.
Yeah, that's not going to work because I'm sure it's like, oh, you want to be the weird girl, but then you're mad that no one will date you because you're weird.
Yeah. Honey, do the math.
We got to open up. And that's a lesson I feel like it goes across all of these questions. Open up.
Yes. Open up.
Okay, next call.
Hi, this is a club kid calling from Nantucket, Massachusetts. Big fan of the pod. I have 2 crush-related questions. So I've been kind of sleeping with this, we'll call him best friend of the pod, and for a while now, and he's a pretty well-documented massage addict, and I am historically never really liked giving people massages, but since I've been seeing him a bit, it turns out that I end up massaging him all the time, and now I'm kind of addicted to giving him massages. So I guess my question is, should I be worried about my new masseuse Stockholm syndrome, or should I be feeling blessed because he's relieved me of this big character flaw of me not wanting to give people massages? Also, second question, short one, is it too late now in 2022 and now that I'm over the age of 30 to make someone a mixtape? Best.
Okay, well, I have.
Wow.
I have.
Wow. Oh my God. This is like full Delilah morning show, like insane. I'm like crying. Like, is a string quartet about to come in?
I have no idea who this caller could be.
First off, yeah, caller, I also know who you are, and I think this guy sounds like a fucking sicko, and he's using you. Okay, I would walk away with all these massages.
I disagree. I think he's hit the jackpot. He just discovered this new kink he didn't even know he has. He likes to give massages. That's cool. I think he really lucked. Out.
This man forcing you.
I didn't hear any forcing in this story. It's not everything. It sounds wildly consensual. If anything, it sounds too consensual. We need a little bit more attention. I love this call. Love the language that's being used here too. All very respectful.
I think it's so cool also to make a mixtape. I think like a few years ago, it would be actually like too retro.
Does he think he means an actual physical object, like a tape that like, because I don't know who this is for, but if it were me, for example, like I don't have a cassette player.
I am going to go out on a limb here because I have no idea who this caller is talking about. And I have never met him. I don't know what he's like, but I'm getting actual mixtape energy from him.
Old school. He drives like a beat up car that has a tape deck.
Yeah, with that little wire, and it's like this little gay handwriting. Also, sorry to assume that you are a gay man. This could be for me. This could be for anyone. This could be for a bird.
Right.
I'm picturing this like a cute little drawing on the cover of the tape, and then on the back, cute little gay handwriting. That's like, Debbie Gibson.
Right.
Something a little 80s, and then it's maybe something a little 70s.
Debbie Harry, yeah.
Yeah, all the Debbies. Madonna, Vogue, Lady Gaga, Poker Face.
So what if it were a playlist though? Like, do you think that's a little bit like phoned in to send someone a playlist? Because remember that was part of the whole West Elm Caleb like drama was that he was sending the same playlist to like a bunch of different girls, and he would like copy paste or whatever and like make a new playlist and be like for Audra, and then you could see that he had like 7 other playlists that were just like for Lily, for Stephanie, like, and they were all the same songs.
I think it's less special, but I think it's like still like, and you can be like, okay, is this totally corny to give someone a playlist? But I think it's like everyone still loves a playlist.
I definitely like a playlist a lot better than just like because like guys do like to send you random like YouTube links. Okay, this is a sidebar, but I feel like tops are always sending YouTube links, and I'm just like, I'm good. Babe.
No, it's so tough to send a YouTube link and it's like, so now actually I have to click on it. My phone has to stay on it because then if I go to something else.
No, yeah, I can't actually even listen to it. So I just have to like watch this whole thing.
Not to put for someone on blast, but DJ Physical Therapy, he's always sending me a YouTube link. Top stuff.
Right. And you're just like, if I'm sitting at my computer, yes, I can open and play it through my speakers, but like maybe I'm not. Like,
and then you're like, oh, what was that song? And then you're like, oh, I can't find it in my texts.
And this is why I wish our friend just had Spotify instead of Tidal.
Exactly. So the question is answered. Daniel needs to get on Spotify.
Okay. Well, that was a really riveting group of calls.
It was. I just thought of one really funny idea, though, that I think for a gay guy to do is like you do make a mixtape, but it's like of songs that like didn't really come out on CDs, but you still like have to buy the CD. So you're buying like the new Lady Gaga CD. You're buying like the new Carrie Underwood CD, and then you make that into a mixtape.
What the fuck did you just say?
I lost you. Cut it out.
Really did not follow that.
Okay. I was talking about
stuff you can only get on CD. Like deep cut Lady Gaga songs from her latest album.
Yeah, I think it'd be funny to get like the new Lady Gaga album on CD, like at Target, and then like make.
Okay, you buy it for like $18.99.
Yes, and then you're like pressing play.
Okay, yeah, cute. CDs.
Anyway, sorry, bird girl stuff.
I feel like a bird should fly in and land on your shoulder right now. That would really make sense. Bird girls love CDs. For dating a bird girl, get her a CD. Hot tip.
Wow. So I think, to wrap things up, 1, expand your network is basically what we're saying.
Chill out. Respond to DMs.
Go after things.
Take your headphones out. Stop listening to podcasts.
Listen to mixtapes, not pods. Get low beds. Be random on dates. It doesn't have to be so planned out because the fun will happen when you're not looking.
Wait. Oh, should we do Who Are You in the Book for this episode?
Ooh, yes. Okay. Who are you in the book? Girl. Who are you in the book? I mean...
At times, I've been the LA gay who says that he's super hot and attractive but can't find a boyfriend. I've definitely been in that place where I'm like, why isn't it happening for me?
I'm obviously 9-year single after a 9-year relationship lesbian who like lives in New York but is back in the Midwest.
But it's different. I usually am based in New York, but I'm actually
now
more trapped
I'm in the
Midwest.
I think you're also a little bird girl. Can I say? We're both a little bird girl. Because I think you would have a bird and be like, I don't want some fucking bird guy.
I mean, that's true. No, if I went to a guy's house and his bedroom was full of stuffed animals, I would be like, back away slowly. But the guys come over to my house and I have like 17 little bears and dogs on my bed. And I'm like, this is lion, what? This is bear. And you will be sleeping with them.
So make friends, okay? Wow, this was so fun. I love hearing your voices so much.
It really actually brings me so much joy. You guys are so fun. And I love the regional diversity.
Yeah, regional diversity, sexual diversity, problem and advice diversity. I love diversity.
I guess I didn't hear from any straight men. I'm not
no,
really shocked,
right.
But
yeah, we're like, oh, yeah, no, we love hearing again from girls and gay guys.
But straight guys do call in. We love you.
Do.
I know you're out there, but they're less like phones.
They're coupled, I think.
They're super busy,
and they're
birding,
afraid,
and they're cool, souped up Hondas.
All right, well, stick around for more scintillating, fucking sexy ass, like horny shit that's gonna happen in the VIP lounge.
Yeah, it's all going down the VIP lounge today. Stick around. Best. Welcome to the VIP Lounge, Club Kids. On this week's very special Valentine's Day edition, Lily and I will be improvising a sex diary on the fly in the style of New York Magazine's infamous column, Sex Diaries. we'll be concocting an imaginary week in the life of a New York City woman and all the sex she has. On this week's diary, Sadie, a 36-year-old graphic designer from Brooklyn Heights.
Monday morning, 8:05 a.m. I wake up exhausted, but totally horny. I got into this text thing with my ex, A, last night, and we just texted and sexted till 4 in the morning. I just bleached my asshole the other day at the super local spot that I just tried out. I'm getting really into ass bleaching in my 30s. Who knew? I wasn't raised that way. So I grabbed my vibrator, which I got at Babeland in Prospect Heights. It's a really awesome local sex toy store. I come in 2 minutes and then I have to go because I'm late to work at the graphic design for my workout.
And that was just a taste of the VIP lounge. Subscribe on patreon.com/CBCthepod to get more content like that every single week for only $5 a month. Again, that's patreon.com/CBCthepod. For $5 a month, you get access to the VIP lounge every single week. That's more Stephen and Lily every single week for only $5 a month. VIP. Subscribe.
Celebrity Book Club is presented by Prologue Projects. The show is produced by sex therapist Meg Murnane with editorial support from my ex-husband Leon Nafok. We are still in court figuring out custody. And my new husband, Andrew Parsons, and Madeline Kaplan, our child. Sorry to drag you into all of this. Our production manager is Percia Verlin. She was an amazing couples therapist, but I guess not that amazing. Original theme song by Stephen Phillips Horst. His music is quite erotic, and on some solo divorced mom nights, I throw it on and do a few things to myself to the music. Artwork by Teddy Blanks at Chips NY. I treated myself to a Teddy Blanks after I got divorced, and I hated my ex-husband Leon Nafok's art, and having this new Teddy Blanks art that just says Lily in my new bedroom just feels so good. Follow us on Twitter at CBC The Pod. I'm on there a ton now. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app, leave us a review, and don't forget to tell your friends about us.